Alex is pacing in his cramped Atlanta office, staring at a growing pile of unsold customer leads and a sticky note on his monitor that reads, "Sell this business before it sells you." His advertising agency rakes in decent money, but every buyer he talks to wants one thing: assurance Alex isn't the whole show. He's exhausted, overwhelmed, stuck. Exactly the trap John Warrillow's book warns us about. But what if there was a way out? A formula to build a company that can actually stand alone, one that buyers line up for without Alex chained to the daily grind. That's where the story really begins. Let's dive into Alex's biggest nightmare, being the business's bottleneck. He's the guy every client calls, every problem loops back to him, and it's killing his chances to sell. How did things get so tangled up in one person? Alex once landed a $50,000 ad campaign, but his absence forced a scramble. His assistant fumbled the client's requests, meetings were missed. The deal hung by a thread until Alex patched things up personally. This wasn't a one-off. Clients knew they needed Alex's personal stamp. When he tried selling, buyers blinked. They don't want you, they want the business. This cozy dependency was a deal-breaker. Imagine a vintage car that only one person knows how to drive. The buyer loves the car but fears it's useless if that driver's unavailable. The business world's the same. If you're the sole key, the whole machine's a lottery. Buyers want a car that comes with a driver's manual, easily handed off. That's why being owner-dependent is like owning a ticking time bomb disguised as a gem. The aha moment? Businesses that can survive owner vacations, blinds, or emergencies send a clear message: stability. When Alex realized dependency was a vice, he saw a route to freedom forming. Breaking that knotted relationship with clients and projects was the first step toward making his agency genuinely sellable. Alex needed to stop being the wizard behind the curtain. He had to train others to pull off his magic. This meant focusing on teachable services that didn't require his genius every time. But how do you turn craft into a classroom? Ted, Alex's old family friend and serial entrepreneur, drilled in a rule: if you can't teach it in a weekend retreat, it's too complex to scale. Alex pivoted, discarding his multi-service maze to focus on one advertising specialty his team could learn fast: a digital retargeting system. He documented every step, created scripts, and hosted boot camps. Suddenly, juniors could handle major projects solo, and Alex mattered less, but the agency mattered more. Think of teachability like planting a garden. If you only grow rare orchids requiring decades to bloom, your garden stays small and fragile. But if you cultivate sunflowers, fast-growing, robust, and predictable, your garden multiplies. Businesses must do the same. They need processes and services that employees can replicate without genius-level intervention. By making Alex's agency teachable, something shifted. Clients stopped calling only Alex, projects didn't stall when he took a day off, and even better, the company's value reshaped from a person to a system. Buyers now saw a real business, not a glorified job. Alex's agency was a jack-of-all-trades, master of none. Price wars strained margins and time. Ted pushed Alex to own one specialty, be the best in one niche, but specializing feels risky. Why exactly does it pay off? Alex's breakthrough came after losing a bid to a cheaper competitor on a general advertising project. Ted's advice hit hard. You win by doing one thing better than anyone else. Stop chasing every client, own a niche. Alex chose digital retargeting for e-commerce brands, a space his agency could master for impact and premium pricing. As his reputation grew, clients came willingly, willing to pay for expertise, not discounts. Picture a knife versus a butter spreader. The butter spreader tries to do it all, but it dulls quickly, fails, cuts, and blends into the utensil drawer. The knife, sharp, precise, is unmatched when it counts. Specialization sharpens your business's edge, making price wars unnecessary because you offer something no one else can touch. Once Alex embraced specialization, his agency's profitability soared, client loyalty deepened, and valuation jumped. Buyers see a premium business when they see unique mastery, not a me-too chasing pennies. The value isn't just higher revenue, it's stability and clarity. One-off deals are like one-night stands, fun but fleeting. Ted made Alex see the gold in repeatable, recurring revenue. If customers keep coming back, you've got a business buyers dream about. But how do you engineer that? Alex shifted his model from custom campaigns to recurring retargeting ad packages. Clients signed monthly subscriptions guaranteeing ongoing audience engagement. This steady revenue removed Alex's roller coaster stress. Less chasing, more delivering. Ted pointed out even software giants like Adobe didn't sell software once. They built subscriptions that hooked customers into ongoing relationships. Alex's monthly contracts gave his agency predictable cash flow and a growing client base. Picture a rainforest, lush and steady versus a desert that blooms once after the rare rain. Sporadic jobs are desert blooms, exciting but unreliable. Recurring revenue is the rainforest, constant, vibrant, and self-sustaining. Businesses built like rainforests weather any storm better and draw eager buyers who want evergreen cash flow. With recurring revenue, Alex's agency looked less like a gamble and more like a well-oiled machine. Buyers could predict future profits and felt safe investing. Alex finally had the sellable business that freed him from the daily hustle. His hard work now earned a lasting payoff. The final piece of the puzzle is mindset. Business isn't your job, it's an asset. Alex learned the hard way that a business built around you is a glorified paycheck, not a saleable empire. How do you flip that switch? Alex had spent years logging 70-hour weeks, agreeing to every client whim and reacting to endless emergencies. It was a grind. Ted's wisdom. Stop working in the business, start building something people want to buy. Alex re-engineered workflows, automated whatever he could, and delegated the rest. Like an inventor perfecting a product, he packaged his agency into a business that ran itself. He was finally freed up to plan his exit. Sweat equity is like filling a bucket with a giant hole. You pour your hours in, but value leaks out. Systems are the patch, automated client onboarding, routine reporting, clear workflows, things that keep the bucket full without constant patching. When a buyer sees a business propped up by systems, not personality, they pay up. The transformation was stunning. Alex moved from daily firefighting to strategic planning, even taking 2 weeks off without client fallout. When a buyer finally made an offer, it wasn't just for a client database. It was for a self-sustaining, teachable, valuable, repeatable business. Alex's freedom was no longer a dream, but a signed deal. Remember Alex in that tiny Atlanta office, drowning in calls only he could answer. Now picture that same firm, staffed, scripted, specialized, and humming with steady, recurring revenue. The scary chaos, tamed. The business no longer Alex's job, but a self-sustaining asset. That's John Warrillow's magic. Build your company like a product designed to sell, not a job designed to trap. So here's your move. List your business's owner dependencies. Then design a teachable, valuable, repeatable fix and test if your team can run it sans you. That shift. It's freedom you'd bet any buyer will pay for. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.